So welcome to Julian, California, and today I'm over here at the Eagle Gold Mine, and I'm going to do a little tour of this mine today. And it's just right off of C Street and Main Street, and this is the entrance. You go down this road. So I'm looking forward to this. And there it is, the Eagle. Very easy drive to come up here. I actually walked, but you can drive. Julian is a very beautiful town. And you can see some old mining equipment that it's around. I like places like this. Kind of a little bit unique, you know. And you can see there's a lot of parking areas here. And over here, let's go check some of this out before we get our ticket. You see some an outside area look right around in here. See some of this old equipment. Look at these old cars right here. That's something. Wow. All Fords. So unique. You don't see too much of this around anymore. That's a gifts company store. That's where you get a ticket at. This is where you do your mining at, so you can do that too. See if you can mine for some gold on here. Got a ticket over here. So you can see what's going on here and the gift shop. So this is a guided tour, and this is Wayne.
Okay, guys, come on. Go with him.
Wayne is the tour guide.
Tour guide. So please watch your step coming up here, okay? Don't trip. Eagle Mine. This mine was established in 1870 by a guy named Billy Moran. My name's Wayne. I'll be your tour guide today. In 1870, there were three kinds of mining going on here in California. There was hydraulic mining, which involved using water under high pressure to wash down the entire mountainside, all the trees, bushes, rocks, dirt, everything down to bedrock to get to the gold. That was so destructive to the environment, they outlawed it in 1884. That stuff mostly took up place in Northern California. If you've ever been to Tahoe and seen the scars on the sides of the mountains up there, that's all from hydraulic mining. That will never come back. It's all bedrock. You will never even get a blade of grass to grow there. Now, they also had what's called placer mining. That's anything to do with taking gold out of a river, creek, or stream. That includes gold panning, running a sluice box, or a dredge. And the third kind of mining they had is what they did here at this mine. It's called hard rock mining. They call it that because the gold is inside of this very hard rock. This is quartz. This rock is at 7 out of 10 on the Moore's hardness scale, with 1 being talc and 10 being diamonds. It's so hard, in fact, this is one of these steel pads that the stamps used to drop onto to smash the rock. This is a brand new one that's never been used. This is one after about 6 months of use. That's how hard this rock is. And inefficient. It took them 2 years of processing the ore that way to make enough money to make a down payment on this machine here. This is the California 5 stamp mill. In 1872, this machine cost $80,000, which is about the equivalent of $1 million in today's money. Here's how this machine worked. There would have been a steam engine in this room that turned this wheel you see down here at the bottom. That wheel's on a shaft. That shaft is turning another smaller wheel about this big around that drove a belt that turned that big wheel up there. They call that the bull wheel. Now that is a gear reduction. In case you don't know what that means that little wheel had to turn a bunch of turns in order for that big wheel up there to turn once. So that slowed it down from the speed this steam engine was putting out into a speed that this machine could use. The same shaft runs through here to this little guy here. This is called the sample mill. Works on the same principle as his big brother here, but it's just smaller. The reason this is here is they had to be sure they were going to get at least an ounce of gold per ton of ore to make a profit. They would typically get between 1 and 3 ounces of gold per ton, but they had that 1 ounce of gold minimum. Modern pans, we have these ridges in here. These are called ripples. These act like little gold traps. They hold the gold in your pan. The gold, like I said, up there is 19 times heavier than water. It's 10 times heavier than the sand. So we're going to get a scoop of sand. We're going to shake it up underwater real good. That's called slushing. That's going to get that heavy gold to settle to the bottom. Then we're going to use the water to wash the sand off the top to get to the gold in the bottom. So always make sure your sand is going out over these ripples. That way your gold doesn't get drug out. Now, we don't get this gold from this mine, you guys. We have to buy this gold from a river mine in Alaska. This is real gold. Real gold is real expensive. So we can't let you keep it. If we give you $100 worth of gold for every $15 we bring in, how long do you think we'd be around? Right? But don't worry, you get to keep the skill you learned here today, and you can go on the gift shop here, buy one of these gold pans for $8. Then the next time you go camping, you can impress all your friends, right? Shake this up underwater. Remember, we call this slushing. That's getting that very heavy gold to settle to the bottom underneath the sand, right? Also, look how much sand I already got rid of. So once we get the gold underneath the sand, we're never going to see the gold until we get the sand out of there. All this sand right now, there should be no more gold in the sand. It should all be settled to the bottom of the pan now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep the front of the pan underwater. I'm keeping the back of the pan out of the water a little bit. And I'm going to make these circles. See, I'm doing this hard enough so that water goes all the way to the back of the pan. And as it comes out the front, it takes that top layer of sand out with it. I'm going to shake it up every once in a while, slush it down again just to make sure my gold's staying in the bottom. I'm pretty sure it is, but that's just cheap insurance, right? Notice how the main body of my sand is staying below that upper ripple, and that's because I'm just washing the top layer off. But it's coming out pretty fast. You see that? Shake it up again. Get all the way down here to the end. Once I get down this far, I'm going to do a different process. I'm going to kind of pour the sand out over the ripples. But watch what happens when I try to pour the sand out, you guys. Nothing's happening, is it? So what I need to do, I need to shake this back side to side like this. You see how loose the sand is in there now? And it's just pouring out very slowly. I'm being very careful just to gently pour the sand out. I'm going to wash it back down every once in a while, make sure my gold's staying in there. After I get down here past a certain point, you're going to see it. Notice that I can see the ripples through the sand, so I don't have to really keep washing it down. See See the ripples? So I can see if there's any gold coming over there.
Yeah.
You see some of that gold peeking out in the bottom underneath that black sand down there. Now you notice this black sand starting to build up right there? I got some here, I got some here, and I got some here. That's very heavy black sand. That's called hematite. I'm going to shake it up real good underwater like this. That's going to get that hematite up on the side. You see the gold in there now? So I'm going to wash that hematite out. Shake it up again, get some more of that up there on the side of the pan. And as I'm doing this, I'm just washing that black sand out of there. Now, everybody see that gold? Yep.
1870, they didn't have any extension cords, lights, flashlights, batteries. They had an abundance of sardine cans because that's what they ate. They had cowboy hats on their heads most of the time, so they figured if they put a candle in the sardine can on the cowboy hat, it would make for a good light. They did that. They worked for 10 hours a day like that. They started chiseling this part of the mountain out by hand. This chisel used to be about 4 feet wide, longer. It's got, look, a diamond head on it. One guy would hold it, the other guy would swing the hammer. Every time he hit it, he'd turn it a quarter of a turn, hit it again, turn it a quarter of a turn. Inquiring minds want to know, so I tried doing that one day. 3 hours in, I was only 3/8 of an inch into a rock, so I quit. All the miners had to grab one of these chits when they came in here, put it in their pocket, write their name down in a book. When they left, they had to hang it back up, cross their name out. That's how they knew who was in here and who was not. We do not have to do that. Follow me.
Inside the mine.
Right about there, we do. All right. This vein right here, this is the Eagle vein. They named it after the Eagle dollar they had back in 1870. That tunnel right there goes back about 1,000 feet. This one goes back about 400 feet. All they were looking for was everything in between my hands. This is no good, that's no good. They just wanted that quartz vein. It's kind of like finding a needle in a haystack, if you ask me. That's not even the one they were looking for. All right. If you notice we're going uphill, that's because when the ore carts were full, they had a ton of ore in them. That's 2,000 pounds. Rock right there. I'm sorry, my power's out right here, so you have to use your phones if you want to see it. Other than that, the star vein was their mother lode. Does anybody know what that means? It means they were getting more gold out of here than any other vein they had. And because of that, they would rub this black rock right here for luck. I have people that go to the casino and they play lottery all the time. They rub it. I do all of it.
There's equipment here.
Watch your head. Yeah, how far it goes. Who wants to go get that for me? I was going to send him, but evidently he don't want to. The brake, the second handles the up and down, forward or reverse, whatever you want to call it. It's got what you call a hit and miss motor on it. It's 10 horsepower. It was really loud when it was running. It was dark in here. They had no way of seeing. They had to come up with some way of communicating with the fellas that just dropped down in the hole. They came up with the California shaft bell signals. Every floor had a bell. They'd ring the bell as many times as they needed to. Watch your ears. To let the guy that's running this machine know what to do. All right, another thing about this room is if you look right above your head and down that tunnel right there, you'll see what looks like an alligator's tail or a dinosaur's tail. It runs all the way across the ceiling and down the wall on the other side. That's the vein that Fred Coleman found his gold in back in 1870. They backtracked it up the hill. That's why they put that drop right there. That's 3 of the 5 veins that are in this mountain. I can't show you the other 2 unless we go down 1 floor, and I'm not doing that today. You have to be here about like 11 p.m.
Oh no, there's no elevator, man. Yeah.
Look up, turn around, look up. You might want to take a picture of that.
Oh
Look
yeah.
Up.
Oh yeah. Awesomeness. Look at that. That's really cool.
Got it?
So here. There. Really nice.
He would fill these reeds with black powder. That would be his wick. Now we're going to jump to the bottom. This piece of rebar with the shovel thing on it, looking like on the end. He would run that down the holes he drilled, get all the loose debris off the walls of the holes. He'd run this mop down there, get it all to go to the bottom. Then this bicycle pump looking thing, it's not a bicycle pump. He'd hold it up to the hole, they pump it, all the dirt and debris comes back up into the black tube. They pull it away, open it up, dump it out, empty it. It's more like a vacuum cleaner. They do that as many times. This is the vein, the mine that we're in right now. This is another gold mine on the property. We came in right here. We're standing right here. We're going to go out right here if everything goes well. Between here and daylight, the NFL could play football if it was lovely. Goes by in a blink of an eye. That's how long this mine was in operation for. In that time, only 3 guys lost their lives. We're talking 160 years ago. That's a pretty good track record for what they were doing in the time era that they were doing it in. All right. It also tells me a kid about 19 or 20 years old could have come here and got a job. He could have worked in this mine, chiseling this rock out in the dark for 30 years. He could have retired from here after doing it. That's a pretty depressing thought if you ask me. On top of that, he wouldn't have been about 19 or 20. He was only 14 or 15 because people went to work a lot earlier back then. They didn't have school buses and schools like they do today. All right, I told you they did this all in the dark by candlelight. They may have had more candles than I got, but this is what it looks like. No phones, please. I dropped my screwdriver. Anybody see it? All right, the guy that lit the fuses.
Inside. All right. See the tracks right there. There's another vein right there. Get lost in here easily.
Real easy. And if you scream, nobody can hear you.
Nope. Nope. coming out to
Watch
the
your head.
Watch your head. It's the outside.
All right, now we're on the desert side.
The desert side. We just came from right there.
Wheels on the ground, it would go anywhere. If you buy a tractor today, though, it has a PTO on it. It's called the power takeoff. It's an axle that comes out of the back. If you're pulling motors behind you, it's what spins the blades. If you were running a pump or something like that, it's what would operate the pump. In those days, they didn't have that. What they have a pulley on the side of it. They had to hook a belt to it. As long as this tractor was stationary.
So that is the end of the gold mine tour. That's really cool. Very cool to kind of like walk through that mine itself and really get an idea what it's like when miners went through there back in the day, which is really, really hard work. That's all I can say. And this is just kind of a lasting shot of where I'm at now, and I'll see you in the next vlog. So later.